Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the Third. I am the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric, and in the last episode we pretty much started Chapter 4 and we ventured into the, we're now in Lemon State, where we were with Estelle as well when we trained for the start of the second chapter, I guess, in the prologue. And we ventured to an old ruin in the north, a sewer system, and except, like, there's one difference. There doesn't appear to be much water in this sewer system, but there appears to be a large amount of lava, of magma. Actually, what is it? Once it leaves the core of the earth or goes on top, it should be called lava, right? Not magma. Or the other way around. I never knew that. I definitely did know at one point, but I forgot. Before I started here, I was debating whether to warp back to the Hermit's Garden, and what does this cause? Oh! How very convenient. I'd rather not walk through the lava. So much anyways. I was debating whether to teleport back to the Hermit's Garden so that I could read out a book or two. To warm up my commentary, but I'm gonna wait on that till I find a monument. This is the start of a new recording session, I should mention. What happens if I push the left? A chest appears. Awesome. Alright. I am so glad that right was right on top. Because if it hadn't been, well, we would have wasted a bit of time there. Alright. Let's find another lever to lower the lava level. Because, oh, never mind. Heat-resistant boots, another set of those. Don't spend it all in one place, just run along now. Heat-resistant boots. I think I gave, yeah, a set to Chloe. And then Kevin has the lowest HP after that, so he's gonna gain some too. Ups his speed by what? Oh man, 15 speed, that's a lot. That's a very large amount. That's almost like he's on clog up now at all times. Except clog up will boost him even more. You have trekking gear, you have composites. But Gaia Greaves would be much better. Composites have 90 defense movement 3. Trekking gear has 80 defense movement 2. So you get the Gaia Greaves. Joshua will be happy. I think Zane has a large amount of movement as is. Alright, Mr. Big Worm. Okay, that didn't do much damage at all. Wait. No, I don't know how much damage it did. So, Great Abyss, 6,600 HP. A bug with a giant body that exists on lava causes localized quakes when attacked. Yeah, was kind of afraid of that, huh? We did get a preemptive strike, so maybe just... How did I handle this the other times when I fought them? I remember there being a fight like this that was ridiculously tough. With 7 of these worms where I ended up dying for the first time in the other game. So I guess we're gonna just prepare some single target wind damage because it's very effective against them. You will move into the circle. Nice that I got that dual attack round. You do not have any wind magic. Well, they're also weak against blue, so that's okay. You have to use arts as well. Sorry, Josh. I know you have you have an ass breaker. If I use Flicker, will he cause a localized earthquake? I'll find out now. I guess not. Oh. Oh, that does a lot of damage. Huh. Right, Kevin is pretty good. Kevin is pretty good at magic, I forgot. I could have used an aerial then. Well, Earth Wall wasn't necessary here. Better safe than sorry, though. No, no, don't hollow him. Okay. Good. Now an Aqua Bleed should be enough to finish him off. You can attack him if you want to. Does that cause a localized earthquake? No. Okay. I guess it's gotta be his turn then. So attack delay's great against them.
Nicely done.
Oh man, we're gonna get a lot of Fire Zephyr in this cave, aren't we? Ouch, 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 ouch. How much damage did that do? Oh, actually he was at 14k a second ago, now he's down to 11. Huh. Alright. Of course, we gotta check what those guys drop. Because I have to. Those are bosses. Wait. Great Abyss. Iron Arms, Feather Brooch, Titan Suit. Yeah, I want all of those. So, I guess we do have Josette in support, and we do have the Fortune Quartz equipped. So all is good. I guess I can make the drop, the lava level drop even further with this lever. Not quite was what I was expecting, but I guess. Okay. Yep, this was the chest area. Hello, Snail. I have haze equipped, or the haze effect anyways. Why is Zin standing in the back? I have to change that right now. Weak against water. Oh, snap. Like, that's the only thing they're weak against. I have never attacked those guys close up, huh? Show them the business. Yeah, Josh. Yeah. No, they have a lot of defense. I guess I'm not surprised, but they do have a lot of defense. Okay, Eric. Remember that you want to change the tactics and look at their equipment set.
Not bad.
I mean, I won't complain if I get 120 experience from 2 enemies. I really shouldn't. Okay, first tactics. Character positioning. No, battle positioning. Zin, what are you doing back here? You two can stand on the same page. Or can you? Kevin is a little more tanky than everyone else. Or than Chloe at least. We'll check up on that right now. You have defense 1000, you have defense 1000, you have defense 1000, you have defense 1040. Fear. Oh, you have a titanium suit. You have a titanium suit too. Did I get drops? Man, my memory, my short-term memory is pretty good, but my long-term memory, like, I don't commit much to my long-term memory. Nothing that I find to be very necessary, very, like, non-necessary anyways. So, I'm surprised to see those titanium suits because I don't remember equipping them. I remember the heat-resistant boots. I wanted to check up on the Glam Choker Plus, so Chloe has the Arts defense, and Kevin too has Arts defense from the Crimson Eye. Let's compare those art stats. Okay, she's down 400 over Kevin. I don't want to use damaging arts with it, Zin, but with Joshua and with Chloe I can definitely do it, but with Kevin it's gonna be the most useful. And with Chloe I want to focus on healing magic anyways. EP charge. There is nothing left in this chest, mon ami. Am I sure? Très sure. Treasure, I don't even wanna get in on that. Reviving bomb? Well, only the 50th of that I've gotten so far. Congratulations! You're the second adventurer to open this chest. This is why there's nothing left in it. And what are you? Heat-resistant boots. Judge a dungeon not by the color of its textures, but by the content of its treasure chests. I always do that. Okay, another set of heat-resistant boots for ya. Speed is so good. Speed is so good. I know it cuts his movement in half. And now I'm gonna have to go down to that chest. There wasn't another passage here, was there? Also, I feel like I'm going the right way right now, which is kind of not where I want to be. Skull Pendant Plus. Hey, stop. And I thought letting you rob me would have been enough to get rid of you. Hey, Skull Pendant Plus. Gotta get in on that. Oh, I just want to look at it now. Arts plus 50, speed plus 5, prevents death blows. A bone pendant with a skull carved into its surface. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. Speed plus 5. What is that? Arts plus 100. Okay, Chloe. Ha! Perfect. What's the Carnelia bracelet? Where'd I get that? Well, you're definitely gonna switch those. 5 speed and 50 arts. That's cool. Okay, Mr. Oh, well, that was not a preemptive strike, which I am amazed about, but... Wait, what did I say? What did I say? I said time delay or attack delay is pretty good against them. But now we're committed. Now we have... Okay, yeah. Let's say we're committed. Let's just say we're committed. That was a very good instant kill. Well, just do nothing. That fight is over. Whether you move or not.
Not bad.
Alright. Did we get anything? Curative Horn. Yes, we did. Hey, don't stand still in the magma. Not good for your health. Okay, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Then we don't want you to die, so... Who has... You have healing, man. You have Earth Wall too, though. You don't have an Earth thingy in there. Do I have any good Earth things so I can do... Nah, let's just not fool around here. EP aren't that valuable. I'm a dumbass, aren't I? Well, I could have gotten an additional 1,000 in. Well, I am gonna do that on Josh. And that should do it. Zin is the only one without heat-resistant boots, and I gotta recheck this. Did I really miss a passage, or... What's going on? Am I being silly, or is this a complete dead end? If so, I'm happy with it, but... I mean... I thought we... Okay. I don't think I'm missing anything here. Just making sure. Magma's kind of a bummer to explore. I did everything I came here to do, yes? That was that lever. And down here was the other lever to lower the level. Okay, so we're done. So we did go into the dead end area first. That is very, very nice. It's been 14 minutes. Then I will go back to the Hermit's Garden, because we might as well. Because I want to read out some books. Or maybe singular, one book. I don't know how long it's gonna be. But I want to read something out. Also, we might as well heal up here. Before I forget. Before I forget. Why'd I go back here? Well, the path isn't particularly long to get back into the main hub and get on the other side. Where we actually continue. I'm gonna refill. God, that's a big waste. Can't do that. That's too big a waste. I was told that with every chapter I complete, there's gonna be more books down here to read out, so I might as well do it now, because otherwise we won't be able to stand against the flood of books that come in. Hello. There are a number of interesting books here. Kitty Talk for Dummies, The Herb Woodpecker, we already read through those, but Hertz's Adventures. Hertz's Adventure Encounter with the Spectacled Genie, Part 1. Using his finger to push his slipping glasses back up on top, onto the ridge of his nose, young Hertz continued his journey. As far as he could see in every direction, the earth had been blanketed with a thick layer of white. The fine powder covering the ground in undulating lumps and clumps was actually made up of pale granulates of sand, which were light and fluffy like the freshly driven snow. "Where's the river supposed to be?" came the raspy voice of a youth named Midas from behind. Midas, a skinny boy with hair the color of tobacco leaves protruding from the butt of a hand-rolled cigarette, was Hertz's most trusted friend, and one who never hesitated to tag along with him on one of his impulsive adventures. "It's just a little further," young Hertz replied, without turning his head to look back at his companion. The two of them had set out for the spindly river, which cut directly across the center of the parched white desert and the oasis beside it. A rest stop, well known for being the last place of refuge for those travelers and their camels who were brave enough to cross the scorching dunes. Young Hertz and Midas had planned to camp along the riverside that evening before attempting to trek across the remainder of the barren lands the following day. "So, do you think we'll really be alright?" Midas asked as he unwrapped the silver wrapper of the half-melted candy. "There's been a rumor going around about a genie appearing in these parts. And believe it or not, but some say that he'll even gobble up whole people." "Rumors are just that, rumors," replied young Hertz. "But I might consider their veracity if we ever did happen to come across a real one," he added, brushing off the idea with a chuckle. No sooner had the words left his mouth when a booming voice thundered from somewhere behind them. "Then how about you start considering that now?" Upon hearing this, young Hertz turned quickly around, his eyes searching for the source of the questioning voice. There, standing before him, was the figure of a decrepit genie, swathed in a robe of incomprehensible black, its back more bowed than the curled spine of a cat's, seeking its master's attention, and a pair of old spectacles perched atop the curved shape of its talon-like nose. Yet, the more young Hertz looked at the genie, the more unsure he became as to whether he was staring at something resembling a shriveled old man or a ghastly old woman. Midas froze in terror as he saw the tall robed personage not far from his side. I'm not scared," he stuttered, with a face whiter than the desert sand surrounding them, as he noticed young Hertz's gaze fixated on the genie. My candy just got stuck in my throat is all," he croaked out as he bumbled through a jumble of ridiculous excuses in his head. A complex smirk of wrinkles curled across the genie's cheeks, giving the illusion that something else was living below its haggard skin. "Oh my, how cruel it is to have been gobbled up whole! What a piteous fate for that sugared lump of candy in your gullet!" Not seeming to mind that the spectacles had begun to slip from its nose, the genie continued to shake its head, gripped by some mad delight. "But fear not, my little drop of sweetness, for I shall avenge you by digesting the very marrow of these boys' bones as I change them into the dust of these arid lands. The genie narrowed its turbid eyes and drundled toward Midas. In an instant, the sleeves of its robe were flung back, exposing thin, gnarled arms, which shook like a pair of long, withered branches in the wind. The genie's fingertips extended, sharp as pointed tridents, and sped toward Midas's twitching face, advancing with precision, or at least that's what it seemed like, until they passed by the boy's face and stabbed futilely at the empty air. As if being slightly amazed by the failed attempt, the genie cocked his head in surprise, but soon thereafter took notice of what had been amiss. In a hurry, it brought both hands up to its ancient face and began to neatly adjust the pair of spectacles, which sat crookedly on top of the bent nose.
I've had poor eyesight since I was a child, too.
Never mind. I've had poor eyesight since I was a child, too, said young Hertz to the creature as it fumbled with the glasses. And it looks to me like yours is even worse than mine. As soon as the genie took the young boy's words, another, much larger set of furrowed wrinkles appeared on his face.
How did you know?
It asked suspiciously. The genie tweaked the position of the spectacles on the bridge of its nose before turning back to young Hertz and inquired again.
How did you know my eyes were so bad?
Young Hertz exchanged incredulous looks with Midas, both taken aback by the genie's apparent obliviousness. However, while this was occurring, another expression had taken over the wizened face.
So that's it. Ha! I see how it is.
The genie went on as it raised the bony white finger and pointed at the set of glasses young Hertz was wearing.
Those are magical spectacles, aren't they?
The creature declared triumphantly. What? Said young Hertz with a confused look on his face.
Indeed, they must be,
the black-robed genie muttered as it cast its eyes heavenward while ignoring young Hertz's response. And once more the crone-like figure began to tremble with glee. Can you read another? Of course I can read another. Hertz's Adventure, Encounter with a Spectacled Genie, Part 2.
Those magical spectacles must be capable of seeing the true nature of anyone who stands before them.
After a fitful bout of shaking from excitement, but this time making sure to check that its own spectacles were in line, the genie gazed down resolutely at young Hertz.
There is no point in having a boy such as yourself hang on to such an invaluable item. In fact, it would be in your best interest to hand them over. Otherwise...
It trailed off. But instead of elaborating on its threat, the genie simply extended its arms once more. This time, the genie picked up a boulder, much larger than any normal person could lift, and young Hertz and Midas watched as the massive rock disappeared into the fiery depths of its open mouth, causing the wind to stir as it clamped down its distended jaws with incredible force. The genie gulped down the large rock as it had been a snack, and not a moment later a hollow sound like something thrown into a deep well echoed in the depths of its belly.
So, have I made myself clear? If you do not hand over those spectacles, it is you who will end up being my next sweet morsel.
Midas looked at young Hertz with a frightful gaze. You see that humongous mouth of his? It's the real deal, alright? It's just like the rumors say. Yeah, but that still leaves us with another problem, sighed young Hertz. Without my glasses, I can't continue my travels. As young Hertz stood pondering his dilemma, another large boulder by his feet disappeared into the genie's voracious mouth, followed once again by the ominous hollow echo from beneath its sable garb. But if he eats us, then we're both done for, argued Midas as he stood shivering with fright, imagining the candy he had swallowed not minutes before.
I guess you're right, concluded young Hertz, and he stepped closer to the genie.
All right, good sir, we'll give in to your demands. Being swallowed whole doesn't sound like much fun, he declared.
And a wise choice you've made, boy, replied the genie.
After taking a long look at young Hertz's face, the genie narrowed its eyes, and a plethora of wrinkles crinkled about their corners. Young Hertz said nothing as he unseated the pair of glasses from his nose and obediently placed them at the feet of the genie.
So, these are magical spectacles? The creature said in a voice quavering with excitement as it squatted down, its face drawing closer to where they lay in the sand.
Impatiently, it tossed aside its own spectacles, and after blindly searching by hand for the object of its fascination through the soft, granulated sand, it picked them up and placed them snugly atop its nose.
These are no less than magical spectacles indeed,
It cried in a tremor of delight as it danced around, causing its robe to flutter about wildly.
With these I shall have nothing to fear.
And with one last deafening screech, it disappeared, just as suddenly as it had arrived. The drifting echo of its voice faded, and the two boys once again stood alone on a sea of white sand. Midas scanned the area around them. "It looks like he's really gone," he said, his voice weak with relief. Indeed, there was no sign as far as the eye could see of the black-robed figure. Feeling a pang of sympathy as he looked at the sight of young Hertz's face, who strangely enough seemed to be amused about something, Midas began to rummage through his pocket, looking for a piece of candy to offer to his friend as a token of solace over the loss of his trusty eyewear. Walking up to the other boy, Midas held out a piece of candy, its silver wrapper half undone.
Don't be disheartened, my old friend. It's not like this is the last adventure we'll have.
"I think I'm gonna be just fine," replied young Hertz. His voice was subdued, but the adventurer's eyes twinkled with laughter. Then, as if harking back to some past event, he continued his thoughts aloud. "Man, that genie must have been blinder than a bat with no eyes," he said in astonishment. Midas stared at young Hertz uncomprehendingly until the other boy turned fully toward him, a grin slipping his face from ear to ear. Then Midas saw it, and a smile of his own spread across his face. For there, resting on top of his friend's nose, was something which had grown familiar to him over the years. "In the end, it seems like the poor fool managed to mistake his own glasses for mine," young Hertz went on in a comical tone. "So the ones you're wearing now are?" Midas asked, though the silver rims of the glasses had already confirmed it. "Yep, they're the exact ones I put on this morning." With a happy air, young Hertz took the sugary treat from his friend and popped it into his mouth. However, this time, as the honeyed glaze of the candy balls they carried in their mouths melted away, both he and his friend made certain not to swallow them whole. "You know," Midas said as they walked along, "even if there were such a thing as magical spectacles, I don't think they'd amount to anything in his possession, because as you and I both know, he has a habit of losing them when things matter the most." The end. A habit of losing them, huh? Well, okay, that'll do it for this episode. For the moment, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you guys in the next episode as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.